Hey, dose. What's dose? Yeah, I wasn't here yesterday. I apologize for that. Mondays are not ordinarily that busy, and I don't really like to use that excuse, but it just got away from me. So my apologies. You weren't forgotten about. I just couldn't get in here live, and but I missed you. So dose. What is dose? Dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins. Those would be the neurochemicals involved with happiness. And what I wanted to share today is the idea of using essential oils as a daily habit. Aromatherapy as a lifestyle is to promote D.O.S.E. They actually bring happiness to life. Those are the chemicals, the brain chemicals involved with happiness. And when we incorporate them into the day on a daily basis, not as needed, on a regular basis, whether you think you need them or not, because really you need them. You live on planet Earth. It's 2022. You need them. Look, the thing is that the stress response it activates two areas of the brain depending on the type of stressor. So if it's a physical stressor, which includes environmental, it affects an area of the brain that starts to activate immune processes. Depending on your epigenome, which, by the way, there is plenty of evidence to show that you have all the facility you need to change your epigenome. So anybody who's out there telling you that you're destined to MTHFR dysfunction, defects, mutations, that's it. That's what it is. Because you actually have it within you. Now, the truth is that some of the supplements that they sell are good. I don't necessarily recommend a lot of them, and simply because your body is producing a lot of them, like N-acetylcysteine, SAMe, what's another one, that CoQ10, vitamin D. Although I think vitamin D is advantageous for a short while, but not long term, only because it's a hormone. And the more you take something that your body's supposed to make, you're just basically sending signals, don't make it. So if you're going to use vitamin D, you want to include an essential oil with that. You want to, and here's another reason why. Oils, because not only do they bring happiness to life, they allow the body to shift into rest and digest. I'm going to say that again. Not only do they bring happiness to life with D.O.S.E, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and I'll mention a couple that actually will do that, but I'm not going to. I want to avoid telling you which oils affect different chemicals in the brain, because our tendency is to want to go and use those oils so that we can control the happiness, or we can control our brain chemistry. And I'm not about controlling the brain chemistry. I'm really about helping your body shift into rest and digest. And when you can shift into rest and digest, you now are producing those chemicals. They don't need to be taken. They don't need to be controlled in any way. You are now helping your body actually produce them. So using oils on a daily basis promotes the rest and digest state, which now will help your body produce the chemicals that it's supposed to make. So the whole concept of MTHFR, epigenetics, where people are out there just selling tons and tons and tons of supplements, I come back to what you ideally need are B vitamins, because those are necessary and they're easily eliminated. What I mean by that is they're water soluble. So whatever your body doesn't need it'll waste it. Now, the important piece to that is if you overdose on B vitamins, you're really wasting your money. You only need a certain amount every single day. You're getting it in your foods, and I want to say this again. What is the point in taking all of these vitamins and supplements if you're eating food? The point is that your digestive system is dysfunctional. It's not operating properly, and it's not operating properly because of the stressors. So I've already mentioned the fact that there's the physiological aspect that stimulates immune reactions, which, by the way, is unique to each one of us. Yours is as different as mine is. It's a complex system. In fact, it's actually called the mastohistocompatibility complex, MHC. It's a very diverse, very unique system. I mean, in many ways, your immune system is a unicorn because it's not like anybody else's. And therein lies another problem, because we're treating everyone's immune system like they're identical, and they're not. This was distinguished through the work of the Human Genome Project, and it continues to go on. That since the 14th century, around the time of the Black Plague, there's a significant imprint on the human immune system that has diversified each one of us. So that said, a physiological stressor now will activate the immune system in a multitude of ways. There's an infinite number of ways. And then there is the psychological stressors that, when those are in action, create hormonal instability. There's nothing to balance in your hormonal system. Nothing. Your hormonal system does not require balancing. It requires stability. And the way to do that is, in fact, through stabilizing your emotional reactions to life. Therein, again, reason why we want to incorporate essential oils, because when we take things like B vitamins, and we take things like, I do actually recommend taking magnesium until you are consistently in that rest and digest state by using oils every single day. You will, in fact, make a difference on the way the hormonal system is now producing anti-inflammatory hormones versus inflammatory hormones. So again, balance is irrelevant here because it already is imbalanced. What it needs is to be stabilized. And yes, oils do help along these lines. Therein lies also the brain-gut relationship. This is a lot of information, but I'm excited about it because this is what you have available. This is the power that you have within you. So is your epigenetics destined, or fated, is probably a better word, fated to being dysfunctional? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And again, taking all of these supplements to overdose or try to override the SNPs, keep in mind, neuropsychology at its best, because what happens when you think of the word SNP? Because SNP in this case is really an acronym, SNP. We hear something broken. I'm gonna something I share a lot, and I want to say it here again, is that your epigenome is an adaptation process. It just simply means it's adjusting to what it's being exposed to. So if it's an environmental factor, which does register as a physical stressor versus a psychological stressor, what goes on is changes along the epigenome, okay? So a physical stressor could actually be the reproductive cycle, could be sleep cycle. In order to go to sleep, there are changes have to occur within your system. So all of these, so that you have your natural cycles, and then you have these other issues that are going on that are constantly altering the way your epigenome is processing information. That's all it is. It's a processor of information. Your gluten-free diets are a way of circumnavigating an epigenetic change that occurred as a result of stressors. It's what it is. It's the reason why we have gluten, casein free. Now look, they work. They help relieve symptoms, right? But are they really getting to the root of the problem? No, they're not. The root of the issue is your stress response. And this is something that needs to be taught to children. Our children deserve to know this, that they actually have this available to them. So now that I've said that, I am putting together a program that I would love to be able to teach to your children or your grandchildren, and that we can do this on Zoom. I can do this, through school systems. We can do it as an extracurricular or after school program, but children really deserve to know this. So if you know of anybody who would be willing or who might be interested in having programs like this for their children, please let me know. Doing it on Zoom, can do it on Zoom. I've got another platform that I can do it on too called Bright. If you connect with me on Bright, we can do it over there. We don't have to do it on Zoom. It's up to you, but that's something that I'm putting out there. At any rate, it is possible to override and actually help the body shift to rest and digest. And that is the advantage to using essential oils on a daily basis. Because why? Because they do not contain nutrients. They contain the messaging, the signals. They are signaling the body to go back into rest and digest. That said, if it's in alignment with what your body needs. Bear in mind, your immune system is unique. Your epigenetics are unique. They are based on your lifestyle, your emotional reactions. There's a lot of factors that go into what makes your epigenome. So there's a lot of variations in here, and selecting what's important for your body is going to take some customization. Now, I can teach you how to do that. 21 days to begin identifying what oils your body actually needs now. Want to know more about that? Give me a thumbs up in the comments below. Happy to start something along those lines, because like I said, I am actually getting ready to launch that program at the beginning of the year. 21 days to identify what oils your body needs right now. So those are two things that are now coming up for you that you're invited to contact me on. In the meantime, remember, essential oils, when used on a daily basis, in accordance with what your body needs, will promote the form of dopamine that is anti-inflammatory. It'll promote oxytocin, which, by the way, you can grab pretty easily when you start hugging people. Just start going to hug people. Get close, cuddle. Stimulates oxytocin. Oxytocin is actually, the purpose of oxytocin helps us regulate our helps build emotional resilience. I want to say it that way. So boost oxytocin. Which oils will do that? There's a very specific oil that will do that. Serotonin helps to regulate the gut-brain relationship when it's not being used in an excitatory way, meaning inflammation. And then there's the endorphins that get squelched when we're running for our lives. Those are also for bonding too. So get close. Start getting close to people. That would be my tip today. You want to bring happiness to life, start getting close to people. And if it's difficult, practice using oils on a daily basis. If you would like to know more on how to do that for yourself, I'm your girl. Just hit me up. I'm happy to chat with you. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Have a beautiful day. Thank you. Let me know if you have any questions about this. I will be back tomorrow for sure. See ya.